Have you ever wondered what the Milky Way smells like? It's a question that might seem whimsical at first, but it opens up a fascinating window into the chemistry of our galaxy. The Milky Way, with its billions of stars and vast clouds of gas and dust, is not just a visual spectacle but also a chemical wonderland. It might sound like a strange question, but astronomers have discovered something amazing. By analyzing the light from distant stars and the composition of cosmic dust, scientists have been able to identify various chemical compounds floating in space. These compounds can tell us a lot about the processes happening in our galaxy. Our galaxy is full of exciting chemicals, and some of them smell like delicious treats. For instance, certain regions of space are rich in complex organic molecules. These molecules are the building blocks of life and can also produce some familiar scents. Imagine a giant cosmic cocktail party, with stars swirling around and clouds of gas and dust mixed in. It's a dynamic and ever-changing environment where new stars are born and old ones die, releasing their material back into the galaxy. Now, imagine that those clouds smell like raspberries and rum. This might sound like a scene from a science fiction novel, but it's grounded in real science. The molecule responsible for this delightful aroma is ethyl formate. That's right, the Milky Way has a distinct aroma, and it's all thanks to a special molecule called ethyl formate. This molecule is found in the dust clouds of our galaxy and is known for its fruity, rum-like scent. This molecule is responsible for the sweet smell of raspberries and the sharp tang of rum. Ethyl formate is not just a curiosity. It provides clues about the chemical processes happening in space and the potential for life elsewhere in the universe. So the next time you enjoy a raspberry treat or a sip of age-appropriate rum punch, remember that you're experiencing a little bit of the Milky Way's unique flavor. It's a reminder of the incredible connections between our everyday experiences and the vast, mysterious universe we live in. The cosmos is not just out there, it's a part of us in ways we are only beginning to understand. Astronomers didn't actually travel to the center of the Milky Way to give it a sniff. Instead, they used powerful telescopes to study the light coming from a giant cloud of gas and dust called Sagittarius B2. This cloud is located near the center of our galaxy and is a busy star-forming region. These telescopes can detect different types of molecules by analyzing the way they interact with light. Think of it like a cosmic fingerprint. Each molecule has a unique pattern that astronomers can recognize. By examining these patterns, scientists can identify the chemical composition of distant celestial objects. Sagittarius B2 is particularly fascinating because it contains a rich variety of complex molecules. These molecules are the building blocks of stars and planets, and studying them helps us understand the processes that lead to the formation of new celestial bodies. The process of analyzing light from these distant clouds involves breaking it down into its component wavelengths, much like a prism splits sunlight into a rainbow. Each molecule absorbs and emits light at specific wavelengths, creating a unique spectral signature. By comparing these spectral signatures with known patterns, astronomers can determine which molecules are present in the cloud. This method has led to the discovery of many interesting compounds in space, including some that are essential for life as we know it. In 2009, while studying Sagittarius B2, astronomers found the telltale signature of ethyl formate, revealing the Milky Way's surprising scent. Ethyl formate is the chemical responsible for the flavor of raspberries and the smell of rum, giving us a tantalizing hint of what space might smell like. This discovery not only adds a sensory dimension to our understanding of the cosmos, but also highlights the incredible complexity and richness of the molecular universe. Sagittarius B2 is a fascinating place. It's a giant molecular cloud, which means it's a huge collection of gas and dust held together by gravity. This cloud is much bigger than our solar system and contains enough material to form millions of stars. Sagittarius B2 is like a giant cosmic perfume counter, filled with all sorts of complex molecules. Some of these molecules are familiar to us, like water and carbon dioxide, but others, like ethyl formate, are more exotic and give this region of space its unique aroma. So, what exactly is ethyl formate? It's a simple organic molecule made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. It's found naturally in many fruits, including raspberries, and is also responsible for the distinctive smell of rum. Ethyl formate is created through a chemical reaction between ethanol, the alcohol found in alcoholic beverages, and formic acid. In the case of Sagittarius B2, the extreme conditions of this star-forming region provide the perfect environment for these reactions to occur, leading to the abundance of ethyl formate. Section 5. A galaxy of complex chemistry. The discovery of ethyl formate in Sagittarius B2 tells us that the Milky Way is a chemically rich place. It's not just made up of stars and planets, but also contains a vast array of complex molecules, some of which are the building blocks of life itself. Astronomers have found many other fascinating molecules in space, including water, ammonia, and even simple sugars. These discoveries suggest that the ingredients for life may be common throughout the universe. Section 6. Cosmic cocktails ethanol in the Milky Way. But wait, there's more. Not only does the Milky Way smell like rum and raspberries, but it also contains vast amounts of ethanol, the same type of alcohol found in beer, wine, and spirits. In fact, astronomers estimate that there's enough ethanol in a single region of the Milky Way to fill over 400 trillion pints of beer. That's enough to quench the thirst of every person on Earth for billions of years. Section 7. Can we really smell the Milky Way? While it's fun to imagine the Milky Way smelling like a giant raspberry rum cocktail, it's important to remember that we can't actually smell it from Earth. The idea comes from the fact that certain molecules found in space are also found in some of the foods and drinks we enjoy here on Earth. For instance, ethyl formate, a chemical compound that gives raspberries their flavor, has been detected in the Milky Way. This has led to the playful notion that our galaxy might smell like raspberries and rum. That's because space is a vacuum, meaning there's no air for smells to travel through. In the vacuum of space, there are no air molecules to carry scent particles to our noses. Even if you were floating right next to a cloud of ethyl formate, you wouldn't be able to smell it. The absence of a medium to transport these molecules makes it impossible for us to experience any scent in space. The smells we experience on Earth are created when tiny molecules from objects around us, like flowers or food, enter our noses and trigger our sense of smell. These molecules are carried by the air and are detected by the olfactory receptors in our noses. This process is entirely dependent on the presence of an atmosphere, something that space lacks. In space, these molecules would just float around individually and wouldn't be able to reach our noses. Even if an astronaut were to bring a sample of these molecules back to their spacecraft, the controlled environment inside the spacecraft would be necessary to detect any scent. So, while the idea of a raspberry-scented Milky Way is fascinating, it's purely a fun thought experiment. The reality is that space remains an odorless void, at least to our human senses. Section 8. The Universe. A delicious place for discovery. The discovery of ethyl formate and other complex molecules in the Milky Way highlights the incredible diversity and wonder of our universe. It shows us that space is not just a vast emptiness, but is teeming with fascinating objects and processes that we are only beginning to understand. Who knows what other amazing smells and flavors are waiting to be discovered out there in the cosmos? So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember that you're gazing at a galaxy full of surprises. From the sweet smell of raspberries to the sharp tang of rum, the Milky Way is a cosmic cocktail party just waiting to be explored. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep exploring the wonders of the universe.